As the saying goes, there is no substitute for experience. If that is the case, why do I get the feeling that transitioning from a marketing manager turned mortgage originator is somehow not perceived as being directly translatable to the career of a freelance writer strategist? I have several ideas as to why, not all of them obvious. And you can hang in there, and if you can hang in there for the next 5 minutes or so, you will be convinced that any concern for experience is nonsense, because I have been writing ad copy and devising brand and corporate strategies and writing marketing plans and writing speeches, eulogies, and roasts for a long, long time. In my first career, I wore a suit, but I was not that suit. The job of most corporate employees is quite political, almost militaristic. I was attracted to marketing when I was in business school because in an academic sense, I loved the creativity and the potential for growth. I tried and tried, but every time I got creative, the big bosses and the protocol mandated conformity. It did not stop me from expressing dissenting or original ideas, but it definitely did not pay to be outspoken as a corporate manager. In my second career as sales, which I'm currently in, the transition to mortgage sales, which was hastened by a good friend of mine, also made sense because, in addition to the feeling of helping people, also a primary driving force of mine, it provided the autonomy that marketing lacked. If I sold a lot of mortgages, which I did for a long time, no one would care about how I did it. Unfortunately, the business changed from one that was extremely over the top consumer friendly in the beginning to one that is extremely unfriendly and laborious. Almost overnight in 2008, lenders were forced to go from no docs to terminal documentation. Mortgage sales evolved into the movie Yes Man in reverse. Jim Carrey started out saying no, 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 but changed to saying yes to almost everyone. My answer is now no, no, and absolutely not, which also translates to no help, no fun, and not a great way to make money. I had the most fun and was most heavily engaged when I was expressing myself either orally or in a written form or both, to the point that my bosses or colleagues would say to me, "You should do this writing thing for a living." Hello? The president of L'Oreal Domestic asked me to write his speeches for him after I put on a presentation that his boss said was the best he'd ever seen at a national sales meeting. As a pioneer in the advertising and marketing internet world, I had the task of presenting, promoting, and selling a new media that, despite all the hype and hullabaloo, had few prospective buyers during the first 5 years of advertising worthy existence. Here we are, 20 years later. TV and other traditional media are completely losing media share to online. I wrote and delivered the presentations my agency gave to prospective clients. I wrote the marketing plans for the clients. I've written trade and consumer copy for brochures and ads for over 20 years, including my own company and my mortgage business. My LinkedIn profile has 19 current articles on it, all in an attempt to sell my services to mortgage clients and trade professionals for the purpose of generating referrals. No one forced me to write these. It was strategic, but it was also voluntary and original. Even as this video has not been filled with yucks, I've gravitated on a personal level to writing in a sarcastic, satirical tone. My dating profile screen name is Seriously Funny One, the number one. On a personal level, this name captures the essence of who I am. My sense of humor emanated from an overly serious, heavily introspective, and reflective childhood into a personality that finds more and more humor in a world that is seemingly already transformed from the ridiculous to the sublime. I am transitioning from a person with extensive experience who has been paid under the title mortgage or marketing guy, but has excelled and reveled in one or two components of those jobs: the development of strategy, support, and communication of the ideas relevant to those positions. Writing for me is a marriage of the pragmatic with the creative. I'm not trying to do very much new here other than connecting with a younger audience that I've never really lost touch with. This is the most natural fit for my ability and for my experience that I've seen yet. I want the autonomy. I welcome the challenge, and I can see doing this for the rest of my life, along with the hope of someday publishing my own story. In closing, the point of all this was not just to introduce myself and schmooze, but to dispel any concerns about my entry level status as a writer. Same old song, just no suit. Sleeves rolled down and turning problems into opportunities and ideas into compelling copy for your business. And one boss for a time at a time. I aim to please. Thank you.